make a deal, the consequences are very steep.
Very deep mistrust is formed, added to the previous mistrust.
A fire broke out at a military base in Tehran linked to the Iranian Army's Joint Staff on late Friday night, according to media reports. State media outlets reported that the blaze began inside a woodworking shop located within the compound and was successfully brought under control after emergency teams intervened on the night of February 6. According to an official statement from the Iranian Army, preliminary findings suggest that an electrical malfunction was responsible for triggering the fire, and no casualties or injuries were reported. Just a few hours earlier, another fire incident occurred in Ardabil city, at a storage facility, prompting concerns across the country. Iranian authorities said that the second blaze erupted in a factory's potato chip production section before fire crews succeeded in extinguishing the flames. Videos showed thick and dark plumes of smoke spiraling into the air, with fire engulfing parts of the industrial building. Officials have stated that a full-scale investigation will soon be launched to determine the cause of the fire incidents that occurred back-to-back. These fires came shortly after indirect nuclear negotiations between US and Iranian representatives took place in Oman. Following the talks, Donald Trump issued a warning, saying that Iran would face severe repercussions if it failed to reach a satisfactory agreement in the ongoing nuclear discussions. Trump reiterated his stance by threatening that a large US naval armada was already moving toward the Middle East, signaling potential escalation if tensions continue.
We had very, very good talks today having to do with Russia, Ukraine. Something could be happening. We likewise had very good talks on Iran. Iran looks like it wants to make a deal very badly. We have to see what that deal is. But I think Iran looks like they want to make a deal very badly, as they should. Last time they decided maybe not to do it, but I think they probably feel differently. We'll see what the deal is. It'll be different than last time. And we have a big armada, we have a big fleet heading in that direction. We'll be there pretty soon. So we'll see how that works out. We're going to meet again early next week. And they want to make a deal, Iran, as they should want to make a deal. You know the consequences if they don't. If they don't make a deal, the consequences are very steep. So we'll see what happens. But they had a very good meeting with a very high representative of Iran, and we'll see how it all turns out. The one thing, and right up front, no nuclear weapons. If we could have made that deal 2 years ago, we would have made that deal, but they weren't willing to do that. Now they are willing to do it. So they're willing to do much more than they would have a year and a half ago, or even a year ago when don't forget, we've only been doing this for exactly 1 year. And we started with them a few months after the beginning of this term. This term has been amazing. But the results could surprise people. If they would have offered this deal originally when we first started, it would have been accepted immediately. We'll see what happens now.
Overall, I can say that it was a good start. But the continuation of the negotiations is conditional on negotiators holding consultations in their capitals and deciding how to proceed with the talks. This very deep distrust that has emerged during this period, since the June strikes, and added to the previous distrust between Iran and the US, is, of course, a serious challenge facing the negotiations, and we must first overcome this atmosphere of mistrust. Today, some good discussions were held in Muscat. The views of both sides were heard, and it was agreed that the talks would continue.
Only a week before these incidents, an explosion in the southern port city of Bandar Abbas killed 2 individuals. Investigations into the January 31st blast suggested it was most likely caused by a gas leak. On that same day, 4 more people were killed in a separate gas explosion in the southwestern city of Ahvaz, according to Tehran Times newspaper.